Okay, I want to look at this balancing equations challenge sheet, and we've already looked at how to count the atoms when you have them in molecules. A molecule is simply two or more atoms together. So in this first one over here, you can see in part A it says circle each subscript in each chemical formula, and then it says draw a square around each coefficient, answer the questions related to each chemical formula. So first, circle each subscript. So let's take a look at what the subscripts are. Sub means below. So think of a submarine being below the ocean, below the water. So sub means below. This is called a subscript right here. So this is the subscript. And a coefficient would be just like you'd have maybe in algebra, it would say 2x. In this case, it's this larger number that's as large as one of the element symbols. So this is called a coefficient. All right. So what element does O represent? We know that represents oxygen. So write oxygen there. Now let's take a look at the next one, CO2. We know hopefully that that's carbon dioxide, and that means that we have one carbon and two oxygen. All right, let's move over here. This means this 5 here, this is the coefficient again. Remember, that's the coefficient. And that means I have 5 hydrogen molecules. That means I have hydrogen bonded to another hydrogen. That's one H2 molecule, but I have 5 of them, kind of like this. Okay, now if you would count them up, you would have a total of 10 atoms of hydrogen. A faster way to do that is multiply the coefficient 5 by 2. So 5 times 2 means I have 10 hydrogen atoms there. All right, let's move down and go over a bit. Let's look at this one, 2C2H6. So in this case, I have to multiply the 2 throughout the molecule. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 6 is 12. Next over here, we have 2Na2SO4. So this time I'm going to take 2 times 2, that's 4, and 2 times 1S would be 2. 2 times 4 oxygens would be 8. There we go. Now for the bottom part, let's fill in some of these vocabulary words where they fit when we're talking about a chemical equation. So first, we have this box right here. And in this box, what we're going to call those are the reactants. These are the molecules that are going to be combining together. They're reacting together. They're the reactants. Down below here, this is a subscript. And those are the small numbers below the level of the element symbols. And then in the middle, this arrow means yields. So you think of it as sort of an equal sign, but it's actually, the meaning is yields, or gives you. So if you combine the reactants, what's it going to give you? What's it going to yield? It yields the product on this side. This is called the product. And again, this number right here would be the coefficient. Okay, so that's the end of this page, and we'll continue on with the next page where we start to go through some of these examples and try to balance some of the equations. And we'll learn how to balance the equations so we have the same number of atoms on both sides of this arrow.